Schneck, may I ask you to please present the Religious Freedom Champion Award to Katrina Lantos Swett. And of course, we would also love to hear you speak for 2 minutes or more.
Okay. Well, I want to associate myself with both the wonderful comments of Commissioner Schneck and my dear friend and colleague, Ambassador Brownback, because I think they have rightly and correctly identified how sad it is for those of us who love India, who recognize it as an extraordinary country, the world's largest democracy, the birthplace of some of the greatest, contributions both in terms of religion and culture and science to the world. And so it really does break our heart. This is not a situation where anyone feels anything other than regret and sorrow and concern to see India moving so far from what should be the prevailing ethic of that society. So I very much admire and am grateful for the amazing work of IAMC and for the spirit that you bring to your work. You really do embody the very best of what India should be. And I have such fond memories of working with Ajit when he first sort of opened up shop here in the nation's capital. And you should be very proud of who you are and what you've achieved. Now, I do have to tell one little story. I might tell two. But this is not going to be known by anyone here. I'm not even sure my husband knows this story. So now I hope I have your ears perked up, because we've been married 45 years. And as I say, I'm not sure he knows this story. But I have participated in my life, a little embarrassed to admit, in 2 beauty contests. It was against my will. My father made me do it because there is a traditional ball in Hungary called the Anna Ball. And the Anna Ball has become a symbol of Hungarian pride and independence, because when Hungary was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, there was a Hungarian nobleman with a daughter named Anna who held a big ball in honor of his daughter, hence the Anna Ball. And a couple of Austrian sort of semi-noblemen or soldiers kind of crashed the party. And one of them went up to ask Anna, who was the belle of the ball, to dance. And in words that stir every Hungarian heart, she refused them and said, "Tonight is only for Hungarians." Well, as a result, this became kind of a fun tradition. They would hold an Anna Ball more recently, but maybe over the last 100 years. And they would pick a belle of the ball. Well, when I was probably about 14 years old, I went to the Anna Ball. And the way in which you're chosen, it's not it's really the only rigged election I've ever been part of, Ambassador. All the girls get a little heart with a number on it. And the attendees of the ball get to write down on a ballot their choice for who should win the Anna Ball. And I'm sure my father was bribing people right and left, buying them drinks at the bar or whatever, to write down his daughter's number. But the reason I'm telling this story is the first time I went to the Anna Ball, I won sort of the second place prize. And I was wearing a beautiful Indian sari. Wow. About 2 years later, I went again and I won the first prize, which was a beautiful big golden apple, and I was wearing an Indian sari, a gorgeous Indian sari. I wish I still had it. And so I have always felt that India, has this ability to create an allure of magic and elegance and mystery, especially for their beautiful women. And so I will always have this sort of special place in my heart for the way India and its timeless sense of beauty and culture and style enabled me to triumph in these 2 contests in which I participated. It's a fun memory for me, but it is not a happy thing when we see how, again, this extraordinary culture has turned into something exclusive. You spoke, Commissioner Schneck, about religious nationalism, one of the most destructive things imaginable. Truly it is, and the absolute antithesis of what the IRF Summit is about. So thank you for this award. I consider it a real honor given to me by friends who represent a country that I do love, I truly love, a culture that I admire. And when you love someone or love something, then you're not content to let them go off the rails. You are not happy to shrug your shoulders and say, oh, well, that's too bad. They've gone down a bad path, but that's their problem, not mine. No, when you love someone, when you care about them, you want to fight for them to get back on track, to find that right path again. And I know that's what your organization, that's what your community is trying to do on behalf of all Indians. And I admire you and respect you and thank you for that. And I'm truly honored to receive this award, and it will have a place of great pride in my home. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the beautiful story. May you have many more balls thrown in your name.